box office this weekend. Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, takes the top spot for a third week in a row. The second installment of the Hobbit trilogy has made more than $600 million worldwide.
Hey, we were just talking about you. All good things, all good things. No!
The Disney flick Frozen came in second, bringing in more than $28.8 million. The family film was a perfect fit this frosty weekend.
We're starting a 24-hour news channel, and we want you.
I'm going to do the thing that God put Ron Burgundy on this earth to do. Have salon-quality hair and read the news.
Anchorman 2 stays classy at number 3. The highly anticipated sequel rounded off the list, raking in $20 million. With a look at this weekend at the box office, Jason Gorber, a critic for TwitchFilms.com, joins us. Jason, good to have you.
How are you? I swear to God, every time I hear that song in the Ron Burgundy,
it's a good song.
It's all about Journey. What can I say?
Really, it is. Ben Stiller, let's start with a different movie, though. He stars in the movie Secret Life of Walter Mitty. What'd you think?
Right. So here's the deal. This is a remake. It's a film about 10, 15 years, I guess, in the making. People like Steven Spielberg and Jim Carrey were originally going to do it. The basic story is that it's a guy who has a really rich imagination. He's a very sort of nebbish, sort of simple guy, works at Life magazine. But in his fantasy life, he's this really big, robust action guy. So when he sees Kristen Wiig, who he kind of has the thing for, he sort of fantasizes what he really should be like. And then, not surprisingly, his fantasies sort of become real, and he finds himself and finds his courage. That's a general shtick. This could go one of two ways. It could be an incredibly insightful and witty and a really beautiful, delicate balance between the fantastic and the normal, or it could be this movie. And unfortunately, I mean, I love Stiller. Look, he directed Tropic Thunder. Forever he will be one of my celebrated film directors, not just a performer. But he's a little bit too close to the material, I think, and the film is trying so hard to it's a nice edge of tonality. It could go one way or the other, and unfortunately, it just falls on the wrong side.
Fine balance,
yeah.
Eh? Okay, let's talk about two of the biggest names in the boxing movie genre, Sly Stallone, Robert De Niro, knocking gloves in Grudge Match, okay, and...
Right. So if Walter Mitty is an interesting experiment that failed, my God, is Grudge Match terrible. So Grudge Match, I know, Grudge Match, you literally have Rocky and Raging Bull fighting against each other, and you're like, oh, this is great. We're going to put them out. We're going to take CGI elements and actually colorize parts of Raging Bull. We're going to have these two icons of boxing movies set against each other in this film, and it is just miserable. I mean, it's not making a lot of money at the box office, so not many people are seeing it, which in this case is not not such a big deal for me. Look,
you never have anything bad to say about movies.
Honestly, you're lucky that we do good movies together, because I promise you this one is terrible. Look, what you're seeing on the screen now, like them dressed up in CGI outfits, you're thinking like, okay, this might be kind of cool. We're going to sort of reinvent themselves. Look, earlier in the year was a film. Oh my God, I totally forgot what it is. But we had a whole bunch of gangsters, Al Pacino and stuff, that kind of rewrote the way that this kind of old guy shtick would all works. With this film, with Grudge Match, is just unwatchable, unfortunately. So what can I say? It's just a total failure.
Okay, I spoke with you earlier in the week about The Wolf of Wall Street.
Right.
The critics seem to be giving it good reviews. The audiences, what do they say?
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating. So there's this thing called CinemaScore, and it's basically polls after audiences see a film. And Wolf of Wall Street is getting great critic reviews, terrible audience reviews. It's getting a C, which usually means disaster. But really what I think is happening here is it's a 3-hour movie, and it's made to look on the trailers like this sort of whiz-bang thing. People don't recognize, I think, sort of how robust this is as a film. One of the roles that we have as critics is to get people to see things they might not necessarily go out and see. Wolf of Wall Street is a really tremendous film. Yes, it's Martin Scorsese, who has had some highs and some lows, but this is a super, super interesting film. But it is dark, and it is very libidinous. It is very raunchy. And because of that, some people are a little bit off-put by it, thinking, oh my God, what's going on here? It definitely takes on the excesses of this sort of side thing of Wall Street. And so I think if you go into it sort of knowing what you're in for, I think most general audiences will actually sort of ascribe it. So,
okay,
yeah.
we got a bit of time. You want to talk about The Hobbit?
Sure, I mean, it's great. I'm really happy that The Hobbit's actually doing as well as it is. The second film's a lot more dark than the first film, and a lot of people were slightly disappointed with The Hobbit, not sort of recognizing where Peter Jackson was going with this. With this new version of The Hobbit, I really think that we're going in a new, strong direction. Look, it is definitely dark. It's dark in terms of tone, and it's dark in terms of its visual style.
It was beautiful. I watched it.
Yeah, so in 3D it looks spectacular, really moving images, and again, because it's a slightly more adult part of the story instead of all the setup, it sort of works a little bit better for general audiences. Tonally, it's much more similar to the Lord of the Rings stuff, and look, it's leading up to the third film. The third film will be a lot of fun. And Stand Up Guys was the film I couldn't actually remember what the name of it was.
That other movie, okay. Her, quickly, we got 20 seconds. Spike Jonze?
Yeah, Spike Jonze. Again, super interesting filmmaker, a film that a lot of people love. Some people think it's the best film of the year. I only sort of liked it. It's a film about a guy who falls in love with his operating system. So it's got Joaquin Phoenix falling in love with the voice of
we gotta go.
ScarJo. Take care. Well, see you next week.
Happy New Year.